Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to ask in the at the start, please be patient with me. I'm fighting a severe sinus infection, and I'm gonna try in a chest cold, and I'm gonna try not to cough during the videos. If I do, I apologize. I'll try and cut them out. But today's video is on Sidewalk Boy, or as he is known by his real name, is Silence Boy. I mean, he does everything from the sidewalk, usually. This time he actually enters a building, which is quite unusual for him. But even though he's doing it a little different, he's still as dumb as ever. And he's still throwing out things that, well, are not true. Enjoy the video. So here we have Sidewalk Boy, and I believe it's City Hall that he's wandering into. His voice is worse than listening to Chili. So, yeah, I'm doing this for you guys, because his voice literally does make me want to bash my head into a wall.
Can I help you with something?
No, I'm asking you a question. Okay. You're supposed to answer questions.
I don't have to, unless it's got to do with my...
You work for the public, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch me, okay?
For being here.
Don't touch me. That's a big error you did right there. Don't ever touch me. What is wrong with you, dude?
I just tapped you on the shoulder. I wanted to get your attention. You weren't listening.
No, you could get me.
You watch this on YouTube?
Huh?
I watch this all the time on YouTube.
You watch it?
No, I watch this all the time.
Okay. ATM haters. I'm trying.
YouTube?
He cashed his mother's disability check again and wants people to think that that's the money he makes. So, yeah, he really loves, putting all this money on his video, claiming that's what he makes from YouTube. And, his estimated monthly earnings are between $47 and $751, and his estimated yearly earnings is only between $563 and $9,000. So, yeah, he's not making quite as much money as he wants people to believe.
YouTube? No, you can't take my picture.
Why are you coming to the camera then?
I'm just asking you a question, man.
I wasn't talking to you. That's the funny thing. I never was talking to you.
You do not have permission.
I don't need your permission, sir.
Yes, you do.
Call the cops. They won't do anything.
Do not take my picture.
Okay? There's no one. Don't take my buddy. We're in the city of Pomona City Hall. Let's see. Let me click my right.
Keep in mind, everybody, that City Hall is a limited public forum. It's limited due to the fact that they have city town hall meetings. When they have town hall meetings, that's when you're allowed to freely record the meeting. Not just on a regular work day are you allowed to just walk in the front door and start recording whatever the hell you want. But during meetings, yes, that's when they set it up for when you can record. That's the whole point of a limited forum.
Don't take pictures in here. Who is this guy? He's taking pictures in here. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask what you're doing? Sir? Can I ask what you're doing, sir? Sir. There's private information that you're taking pictures of that is illegal to do. Excuse me, sir. Oh my God.
I'm not quite sure what is worse when it comes to this idiot. Him not saying anything at all, or hearing his voice. I'm really not sure which one is worse. Because we all know that he just stays silent on purpose to piss them off and to gain the reaction that he wants out of them for his video.
Don't turn around. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can't believe it.
What are you taking pictures of? Or
He just called them stupid people. But here's the difference between roly-poly here and the people that are there behind the desk is they actually have a job and they're doing their job. Where Silence Boy here has never had a job, doesn't know what it's like to work a job, and he will always be a loser.
sir. Hello. Hi, thank you.
Don't touch me. Why are you touching me?
I'm just.
Don't touch me, okay?
For being here.
Don't touch me. That's a big area you did right there. Don't ever touch me.
Officer, he is a sensitive little flower. You cannot touch him or his petals will wilt off, die, and fall. You can't touch the delicate little child.
What is wrong with you, dude?
I just tapped you on the shoulder. I wanted to get your attention. You weren't.
No, you could get my attention another way, but never touch me.
I'm not in the wrong here. I gave you verbal commands. You weren't responding. So, and all I do.
There's nothing to be here. I'm free to do this. There's nothing you could do about it.
You can take pictures of the public building.
Oh, there's lots they can do about it, and there's lots they can do to you about it. Let's see if they actually follow through for once. This is California. Keep that in mind, people.
You can take pictures of employees without their permission.
That's a lie. Call the cops. They won't do anything.
They're on site.
Call them then, so they could show you. That's simple. It's that simple. I guess you don't know the law, the right.
And you guys don't know the law, the right. Okay. It's another thing that just irks me is he ever going to learn how to English? I mean, I don't care if it's broken English. I don't care if he has a thick accent, but at least learn some proper English grammar if you're going to sit there and attempt to insult somebody. And we all know that Silence Boy is the one that doesn't understand the laws. The problem here is this is California, and it seems that California cops don't want to get involved in anything, so they just let it happen. And this is why people like him and Furry Potato and some of those other idiots in California get away with doing this all the time, because the police just don't do anything. They don't follow their own law. If the policy inside says no photography or filming of any kind, and they've told you to stop and they've told you to leave, then the cops need to be following through with this instead of just saying, they can do it.
You watch this on YouTube? Huh?
I watch this all the time on YouTube.
You watch it?
No, I watch this all the time.
Okay.
So you on YouTube? No, you can't take my picture.
Why are you coming to the camera then?
I'm just asking you a question, man.
I wasn't talking to you. That's the funny thing. I never was talking to you.
You do not have permission.
I don't need your permission, sir.
Yes, you do.
Call the cops. They won't do anything.
Do not take my picture.
Okay? You're no one. Then take my picture. You're in public. Go hide in your house if you don't want to be taking a picture.
Here's a thought, Silence Boy. Why don't you just go get a damn job and be a productive member of society instead of going out begging for people to kick your ass, because that's all you're doing.
Why are you hiding your face, lady? You're ashamed of your job?
Bye-bye.
You're a public worker. Bye-bye. You work for me, remember that.
Bye-bye. Just ignore. Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't work for you. She works for the public. She doesn't work for individual people. She works for the whole public.
Right.
Just keep on doing your job. That's simple.
Who is this guy? What's your name?
I don't work for the public, so I don't supposed to get my name.
Okay.
You work for the public.
Maybe you can get up and go in the back. Okay, I will.
Can you believe how these employees act like worse than animals here?
Where did they behave like animals? That's another thing. It's like he tries to make them out to be so much worse than what they're doing. The lady was covering her face and telling him not to take her photo. But yet, according to him, they're acting like animals.
Okay, what time are you going?
Holy crap, how loud does he have to walk? It's like he's trying to walk through the flooring.
Los Angeles? That would be Registered Recorder's Office in Norwalk.
Tomorrow? Okay, can you go back? One to two?
No, you cannot.
Did you use to be able to get in someone?
No, never.
Okay, let me go back to my office.
What's this concern?
Okay, bye. What is going
Probably
on
a social
here?
media situation. No, you cannot. You have to go to the Registered Recorder's Office in Norwalk.
Excuse me.
The Registered Recorder's Office I'm aware of is in Norwalk. Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Can I help you?
I don't need the help. They started wrong already.
No, you don't need their help, but you do need mental help.
I think this is a public figure.
How you doing?
And you'll bury it.
mean, I don't know if everybody, and if anybody is quite aware of this, but if anybody was to call the city hall and let them know that they can contact YouTube and put in a privacy complaint, then he would either have to blur out every person's photo or he would have to remove the video. Just throwing that out.
Yes. What is this hiding?
I mean, this is suspicious activity. He's standing there taking photos of everybody and then literally following other people where they're going and taking pictures of them. Going from department to department to department. I mean, this is literal suspicious activity. With the way things are today and how people are, you don't know him. You don't know what he's trying to do or what he's doing. It is suspicious activity. And I wouldn't want him bouncing from department to department, just recording and taking flash photos of everybody either. Again, this is City Hall.
What is this hiding? Well, they hide. I think this is the worst city I've been to.
But what is this for?
Wow, that's cool.
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure. What is this for?
He's not going to tell you what it's for, but I'll go ahead and tell you what he normally would say, is that he is a pretend investigative journalist who's working on a story that will never, ever, ever, ever be told. Basically, he has nothing else to do. He's unemployable and thinks that it's okay to go around and harassing employees who are actually at work and being productive members of society. He's also just a little man-child who is seeking attention anywhere he can find it.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. What is this for?
This lady was scared of a camera in the beginning, but then she put a smiley face.
What is this for?
Can you believe it?
Okay.
She's faking a smile.
Okay. I'm not going to take any more pictures until you actually speak and let us know what you're doing. Because I thought that you were an employee, so... Okay. Seriously.
So it looks she's upset.
It's pathetic how they all think it's the camera that they're afraid of or the camera that they're angry at. It's not the camera. It's the idiot on the other side of the camera. The unhinged, mentally unwell person behind the camera. Because they don't know what your actual intentions are. They don't know what you're actually there for.
There we go.
What are you doing?
So this is a worried lady.
That is so bright.
So they taught you that I could film?
Huh?
Did you teach her that I could film?
What?
Did you teach her that I could be filming?
No.
That's the first.
Social call. I'm not here for you.
Okay, I thought you were here.
No, I'm coming to see my friends. I say,
You sure? Because I never see you around here.
okay. Have a good day. God bless you, man. Good luck.
Okay, be calm. Talk a little bit more peaceful.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you, man.
What the hell are you talking about? Seriously, what are you talking about? Be a little more peaceful? The man didn't say one negative thing to you. You're just butthurt because he wasn't called for you. And that's what you wanted. You want the police to be called on you because that's where you make your videos make more views. And when you found out that this cop was not there for you, it hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I just
So he says he's not here for me, but he all of a sudden appeared right here. It's nothing. It looks like he was saying you can film too. What kind of police officer is that?
So you really are mad that they're not there for you. Like, that is the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. You are so triggered at this point that those police officers were not there for you. Again, he just wants attention. He doesn't care how he gets it. He just wants attention. And when he's not getting it the way he wants, he gets upset. Poor little Silence Boy is literally crying because the police officer wasn't there for him. He comes out here and finds another police officer and asks if they were called because of him again. And he obviously has the flash, or he has a light, a bright flashlight turned on, because the cops keep mentioning this. And it's like, why do you have a flashlight on in the middle of the day? You don't need that.
That's a bright light. How you doing, man?
How you doing? Did I call you because I was filming it?
You were filming me?
I'm filming around here and they all went nuts.
Can you just take the light out of my face, though? Oh, we can talk outside.
I could talk inside here.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk outside. How does it feel when you guys point flashlights at people's faces?
Oh, okay.
When you bite the bait neck, do you know that? A lot of your officers do that? How does it feel when somebody points a flashlight on your face?
Did you have some city business today at City Hall?
No.
I asked you a question. You don't change
I
the
didn't
subject.
understand your question. Can you repeat your question?
How does it feel like...
today?
Huh?
Do you need the police?
No, I never asked for your
You need
help.
the police? Okay.
No.
Have a good day.
I don't need your help.
All right.
I'll never ask for your help.
That's such bullshit. If Loser Boy here was getting his ass kicked, he'd totally call 911 for help. and he would beg the police officers to make that person stop hitting his precious little self. We all know that's what he would do. They all do that. They want to talk shit about police and harass them, but the minute their feelings are hurt or they get hit or their camera is pushed away, then who are they running to? The police.
I never called for you guys. Okay. I don't need your help.
Have a good day, man. God bless.
I'll be here all day now.
You do that, little boy. Because here's the thing. You are not there for any official business. So at any time, they can tell you to leave. And if you refuse, you will then be trespassing. And then you can be arrested. I'm waiting for that to happen.
What's your name, lady?
Amy?
Amy?
Yeah.
Why were you covering your face with a paper?
Because I respect my privacy.
But you're a public worker. You don't like your job?
Can I help you with something?
No, I'm asking you a question. You're supposed to answer questions.
I don't have to, unless it's got to do with my...
You work for the public, remember that?
I love my job.
You serve the public. So now you understand I could film, right?
So here, quite quickly, we're just going to review the different public forums, especially since most frauditors, including dumb boy here, they don't quite understand these forums, or they just choose to ignore them. But they are as written. There are three. There's the traditional public forum, the designated or limited public forum, and the non-public forum. So a traditional public forum, for example, are streets and parks. These are places that have been made available for expression since time has, since they've allowed it, or since it's been there. There are guaranteed access rights. The public has guaranteed rights of access to such places, and therefore the government cannot close off this access completely. Content neutral time, place, and manner regulations. The government can regulate access to streets and parks by enacting time, place, and manner regulations. To be constitutional, such regulations must be content neutral, must be narrowly tailored to accomplish an important governmental interest, and must leave open ample alternative avenues for expression. This is a version of the intermediate scrutiny test. So the content-based regulations evaluated under strict scrutiny test, the government can regulate access to streets, parks based on the content of the regulated speech, but only if it has selected a narrowly tailored, least restrictive method of achieving and compelling governmental interest. Content-based regulations can be based on subject matter or viewpoint. Viewpoint discrimination is almost always unconstitutional. Then you have the designated and or limited public forum. This category consists of government property that the government has intentionally opened for the purpose of either all or certain kinds of First Amendment activities by members of the public or by a particular segment of the public, such as students, in a designated forum created by the school they attend. The key here is that the government's creation of a designated public forum or limited public forum is a voluntary act. Moreover, the creation of the designated forum is not permanent. The government is free to eliminate forums that it voluntarily creates. An example of voluntary creating is a meeting area within City Hall. They may have they have these meeting areas where they can do town hall meetings and stuff like that. They have taken that one space and they have made it completely public for you to go in and record and talk and give your grievances or whatever. And they can shut that down at the end of the night. Meaning the next day, if they don't have a meeting going on, you can't just walk in there and do what you want, because even if they are having a meeting, it may not be a public meeting. That's just a small example of that. The government can regulate access to designated public forums in the same manner as traditional public forums by adopting reasonable time, place, and manner regulations and by adopting content-based restrictions that satisfy strict scrutiny. Designated public forums may be unlimited or limited public forums. Most such voluntary forums are limited in some way and are referred to as limited public forums. The government can limit a designated forum by speaker identity, subject matter, time, etc. This means if the forum is limited by speaker identity, for example, that the government property is a designated forum as to some speakers, those within the described limits, and a non-public forum as to other speakers, those outside the described limits. So like I stated, if they take City Hall and they open up a meeting area for a town hall meeting and make it public, that's when you can go in and talk and record and ask questions and whine and have a fit or a tantrum if that's what you choose to do. But the next day, it could be in use for a private meeting for people within the building or basically anything else. Then at that point, you cannot just walk in there and do what you were allowed to do when they opened it up to the public for you to be able to come in there and use your First Amendment right. Designated public forums may be unlimited or limited public forums. I think I just read that. The government can limit a designated forum by speaker identity. Just read that. Okay. So, in evaluating whether the limits imposed by the government on a limited public forum are constitutional, a court will consider whether the limits are reasonable in light of the purpose of the forum and are not based on viewpoint. Therefore, some subject matter restrictions will be constitutional if they are designed to preserve the purpose of the forum, but that differential standard does not extend to viewpoint restrictions. Viewpoint restrictions are only constitutional if they satisfy strict scrutiny review. How to identify a designated or limited public forum. To identify whether property qualifies as a designated public forum, courts principally examine the policy and practice of the government to determine if it intended to designate a place as a public forum. Courts also look at the nature of the property and its compatibility with expressive activity to discern the government's intent. A court will not determine that government property to which a speaker seeks access is a designated public forum solely because the government has allowed selective access to the forum, as in by allowing it to be used by occasional speakers, and designated public forums may be limited and selective access may only be allowed for those who fall within the limits of the forum. Last, we have non-public forums. Non-public forum is a residual category for government property that is neither a traditional nor a designated public forum. Non-public forums can be regulated by the use of reasonable regulations that do not discriminate on the basis of the viewpoint. Since it is easier for the government to satisfy this standard than it is to satisfy the standards that apply to traditional and designated public forums, the government will try and classify government property as a non-public forum whenever possible. Government speech. Designated public forums involve access by private speakers and not just by the government itself. If the only speech in a potential forum is speech by the government itself, it is not a designated public forum. Government property used by the government for its own speech does not become a non-public forum. The government, as a speaker, may, of course, express viewpoints and need not present a balanced treatment of alternative viewpoints. And First Amendment limitations that apply to non-forums do not apply to the government's own speech, which is not subject to First Amendment limitations. I'm pretty sure that frauditors everywhere will not understand a thing I just read. Oh, so at this point, they are going around and shutting doors to offices and stuff because Dummy Boy here thinks he can just go to an office and start recording the inside of an office.
Why are your employees covering their faces with papers?
I don't know, probably because they see this creepy weirdo with a camera recording them and they don't know where this is going to go on the internet.
That's not a respectful behavior.
Them covering their faces is not respectful behavior. What's not respectful behavior is your dumbass going into a building and recording people who are just doing their job, who are at work and don't want to be disturbed by some weirdo off the street who stands around taking pictures of them and recording them, not answering a single thing, not saying a word unless you decide you're going to be a smartass, walking around like a suspicious person. That's what's not respectful. So I've literally had to cut so much of this video out because it was just nothing but dead air and listening to him waddle all over the place, taking pictures of people who were not giving him the attention that he wanted. So he decides, well, I'm going to take my hurt feelings now and just leave because nobody's giving me what I want. And that's what he does.
Look at this lady. I'm done here though.
Away, waddle, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. Till the very next day, bum, 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 bum.
We have it. Silence boy walking around City Hall, getting his feelings hurt because nobody is engaging with him. Nobody's giving him the attention he's seeking. So he finally gets upset enough to leave. Like he says, I'm done here. I'm finally done here. Poor little thing. Nobody wanted to talk to him. Nobody wanted to argue with him. Hurt his little feelings, and he went away. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Be safe. I love each and every one of you.